Man, I really always love coming here. I always like to recognize my aunt, my Victoria Bradford, for always putting me in position to come here. I really just enjoy utilizing my platform, my music, just to try to give hope, motivate, and inspire people. Sister Naisha said she wanted me to talk a little bit about the topic of compassion. And before we have fun, I at least want to, spend some time to talk about it, because I started to pray about that actual topic. And just about show of hands, how many of you guys have been bullied in here before at school? Yeah, it's kind of a sore topic, I know. That's really the opposite of compassion, and that's why I want to spend some time talking about it. In the book of Ephesians, it talks about compassion and how Christians should give compassion to one another, just as Jesus did what? He died on the cross for us. And when he died on the cross for us, he gives us all the opportunity to have a second chance of life, to have a second chance of eternity. So it's our duty, it's our responsibility to show compassion to somebody. I'm going to take some volunteers. I'm going to give out some free CDs too. What does the word compassion mean to you? Just any volunteer. Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. So you said when you in somebody's shoes and when somebody's really hurt, right? Okay, somebody else? Okay.
Like when somebody say, I've been before because you've been bullied or something.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. So you kind of identifying yourself with that person. Anybody else? What does compassion mean to you? What does compassion mean to you? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the young lady right there. Yeah, so a bully hurts people's feelings, and compassion is kind of the opposite, right? You're trying to build somebody up, right? That's all really important, and I appreciate you guys participating in that part as well, too. Because when you think about compassion, sometimes it's not always a popular thing to do. And I'm going to share with you a brief testimony that I had. Yeah, you guys can put your hands down. I'm going to ask for some more participation. So when I was in high school, I was a really good student athlete. And when I had that platform of being a really good student athlete, some of my teammates, to be honest, kind of always picked on the kids that weren't as popular, not really showing compassion. But one thing that my parents always told me, hey, you can't judge anybody, and you always have to show people respect. So compassion really means, a deep feeling of respect as well. And I had a person in high school that I went to school with, and he was actually a special needs kid. And he contacted me 10 years after graduation. And he said, hey, Eric, I used to always get picked on when I was in high school. I used to always get bullied, but whenever you had a conversation with me, you treated me like a regular person. We always had a regular conversation. And I just wanted to let you know that you helped me push forward while I was in high school. Now, keep in mind, like I said, this person was special needs. I don't want to name the person, but he was also homosexual as well, too, and he used to get made fun of for that. And he finally opened up and told me 10 years later that he was sexually abused as a child, and that caused him to turn out that way. So whenever you can impart some hope to somebody, I really believe that's what really God has called us to do. When you think about this topic of bullying and really being the opposite of compassion, it's really so important, because have you guys heard on the news, because of social media, there's been 2 kids that's actually killed themselves over the past 2 to 3 months because of bullying. That's something that is very, very near and dear and sensitive to me. I have a 4-year-old son that's about to start school, and I don't want him to deal with that. And I'm teaching him at a very young age that, hey, everybody deserves respect. If you see somebody getting bullied, you need to stand up and do what's right. Has anybody been in a situation here where you have actually offered compassion to somebody? And this is where I'm asking for participation. Yeah, you in the back. Oh,
I'm supposed to explain?
Yep.
Basically, so I guess I don't really say he was being bullied, but like he was just like kind of down, so I just like picked him up, just words.
That's good. What kind of words did you use? Put some pressure on you because you a little older. You gotta lead by example, man.
Like I just like I don't even know what words I use. It's just like just
Encouraging.
Okay, just offer some encouragement. That's good. Sometimes that's all somebody needs. What about you?
He was getting bullied, so I told him it's gonna be all right.
That's really good. So you told him it's going to be all right. You know it's going to be a brighter day. That's powerful. That's powerful. And I bet some of your friends weren't willing to say that. You know, when we are Christians, when we're believers of Christ, we got to use our platform to give light unto the world. And what that really means is that when you give light unto the world, you're imparting the gospel in order to people by some of the actions that you utilize. A lot of the, people know that you're under a microscope and know that you go to church. And they're looking to see, hey, how does he handle things when times is good? How does this person handle things when, time is bad? And if you can stay constant during those times and offer hope and encouragement to people, to me, that's what compassion is really all about. Has anybody else